time church, and tonight's story is a little different because this one, yeah, I wound up finding an explanation for later on. You know, when creepy things happen and strange and unusual things happen, it's not always the unexplainable. It's not always a poltergeist or, it's not always something from a phantom realm or anything. Sometimes it's just some weird shit. Well, I was still living at the house on 429 when this happened. Uh, Me and a bunch of my friends were out playing basketball, hanging out with my dad, and there was 4 or 5 of us there. Well, so we're all just chilling, listening to music. Well, we heard something from the woods, and the woods was like, say where the basketball goal was, it would be to my left about, I'd say 50 feet. Like I'm not sure how. It was a good distance away, but it wasn't out of sight. Like you could look and see the wood lines well, anyway, back to the story. So we're all chilling, having a great night. Playing basketball, listening to music. I mean, we weren't drinking or nothing. We were just kids, but we were just enjoying our night. And my dad was out there hanging out with us. And my buddy kept thinking, he's like, dude, I hear somebody screaming in the woods, like a girl. And I'm like, no. Well, we turned the music down, and sure as shit, you could hear it. It sounded like a woman screaming for her life, like like just letting out a guttural like scream. So us being the geniuses we are, we walked towards it, and the louder it got, the more worried we got. And my buddy was like, dude, someone's like beating the shit out of some chick in the woods. It's got to be what it is. So we all take off. We all try to go help because we don't know. Somebody's in trouble, you know, and it's a bunch of dudes. So, hormones are racing, like maybe we'll be a hero. It just, I know that's what a couple of them were thinking. But, so as we get in, or my dad's trying to stop us, but we're already, mostly there. And we get into the woods, and it just seemed like the closer we got to it, like, and the louder it got, like, it was like it was making, like, the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Like, I couldn't figure out why I felt like I was in immense danger. Like, I got that fight or flight mode type thing going. And finally, it sounded like it was on top of us. Like, the more we sat there and tried to figure it out, and the louder it was, like, it was like it was over us. Like, it was like in the middle of our circle. Like, it was, but there was no one there. And, like, the hair on the back of my neck is standing up. Like, I feel like I need to, like, run. Like I feel like I'm being watched. Like, I couldn't figure it out. Like, I was freaking out. And apparently I wasn't the only one who had that feeling. Well, about that time, my dad caught up with us. And my dad goes, all right, y'all. And, like, he made us, like, get behind him. And he pulls his 357 because my dad, like, walks around with that damn thing, like, strapped to his hip, like, all the time. And we're all like, well, where is she? Where is she? And he's like, there's no girl, dumbasses. That's not a girl. And he never said anything about what it could have been or what it was. He just said, it ain't a girl. Get behind me and let's get out of here. So we did. We eased our way out because he said, don't run. So we didn't. We eased our way out of the woods. Well, anyway. So I racked my brain trying to figure out what the hell it was, and my dad just told me, if you ever hear that again, you don't run towards it. You stay the fuck away from it. Like, you get in the house, you do what you got to do, lock yourself in the garage. And I'm just sitting here like, Dad, what is going on? Why are you so freaked out? Well, he was freaked out because he knew exactly what it was. And finally, he told me it was a panther. And I know what you're going to say. There's no panthers in Texas. There's no big cats like that in Texas. I call bullshit. And the reason I'm calling bullshit is because about a mile on the other side of those woods, there's a big cat reserve. And he holds lions, he holds tiger. I mean, he's got everything. Lions, he's got tigers, panthers, all kinds of stuff. Well, it turns out that this dude's panther got out. And it's not the first time. He had one that got out that they never caught. So all these people running around in the South talking about big cats, panthers, you should really heed those warnings, because some of these cat reserves, or big cat reserves and exotic animal reserves, sometimes that shit gets out. And they don't always catch it. They don't always find it. Sometimes it disappears into the woods. And you never know. Sometimes maybe that panther found something to mate with and make other little black cats. We don't know. We don't. I mean, we have what we think we know, but I know other people who have seen the supposed black cats out here. Like I said, I had my little story that I just told you about, but my roommate actually had told me a story. Her and her mom and dad and everybody had got this, yapping little puppy, right? Like, just yapping, he was always yapping at shit, He was a little guy. Apparently he was real cute. Like, I saw a picture. He was real cute. And that's why I feel bad about what happened next. Because apparently one night the dog got outside and was yapping at the tree line. Well, my roommate went to get it. But before she could get to the tree, whatever it was came down, grabbed the dog, and drug it back up into the trees. And all of a sudden it quit yelping. And she said the only thing she saw was yellow eyes. And it basically, from the way she described it, from the silhouette and everything, it was a panther. It was a panther. Or maybe it was a black mountain lion. I don't know. I think those are the same damn thing. But all these big cats that people talk about seeing in the woods that y'all keep saying aren't real and can't exist out here, you're full of it. Because like I said, all these big game, all these, exotic animal places, shit gets loose. Maybe they see it and then maybe it gets caught the next day. Sometimes they don't ever get caught. Sometimes they just roam the woods and create a new life for themselves. And I thought this story was kind of interesting, and I thought it needed to be told, because there sometimes is an explanation for what you think is supernatural. Because honestly, until my dad finally explained to me what was going on, I thought it was some sort of ghost that he knew was out there. Because I already told you about what happened to me, originally in that house. I thought it was all just, like I was starting to go crazy and lump everything into the supernatural box, which I'm glad my dad explained that to me, because it showed me to be objective. You have to be objective whenever you're looking at stuff like this, because not everything is ghosts and monsters. Sometimes it's just a physical flesh and blood being. But another thing about that place, the reason it was so crazy was because I could lay in bed at night and listen to the lions roaring. Yeah. I mean, on a good, it didn't even have to be a quiet night. It was just, at night, you'd hear it. Like, he would just be like, rah, and I mean, it was crazy. And the only reason that freaked me out is because sometimes it sounded closer. I guess it's because of the way the wind blew. But I mean, you could hear these lions just it was insane. I don't know what to think about it. It was a strange place to live, to say the least. But I mean, it was a fun place to live. So, but yep. that's my story about a big cat and big cats. And like I said, don't always write off something just because you don't think it should be there, because sometimes it is. Be careful. Treat each other well. Later.
And if you like what you just saw, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and you can help support the channel by donating to the Cash App, sharing, or, hit up the Teespring store. I'll have the descriptions where the link will be. Thank you.